screen capture live.
Everyone watching at home.
Chrome.
I don't know.
Screen cap.
Are we
I don't know if we're
live?
going to be able to hear this.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
We're live
Okay.
right now.
Hey, Sue,
We've
how
been
are
live.
you? We're here. So right now, I'm setting up a screen capture layer in Mimo so that we can look at movie trailers under fair use on YouTube.com. However, while I'm doing that, I need to focus. So Nathan,
Dave
Syd, and John
Duncan?
are going to
Yeah.
vamp to fill time while I get this tech set up.
Well,
Go ahead.
firstly,
yeah.
Sue, I just want to say thank you so much for letting us take over today. And you know, just talk about our favorite thing, which is movies, on your show. We hope you're having a great time at Party Gras also.
Yeah,
Party
thank you,
girl,
Sue.
party girl, party girl,
Party Gras.
party girl, party girl.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's great, Sue. Thanks for letting me sit in. And no animals were harmed in the making of this show,
Except this stuff.
except these ducks. And of course, since Syd never saw Deliverance, I had to explain to her about dueling banjos
Right.
with dueling ducks. Okay, now you do one. Well, that's as far as we can take it with our talent.
Yeah.
That's the idea,
That's
though.
about it. But
So, John, do you want to give us a recap of the plot of Deliverance?
Yes. And I'm going to make it real quick and real simple. There were some city slickers that come down to somewhere in Tennessee or Kentucky, and they went on a hiking. They went on a canoe trip,
Yeah.
and that was the last time they could canoe this river because the valley was going to be flooded for the Tennessee Valley Authority Dam hydroelectric project.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
And they
specific detail.
and anyway, so they start doing it, and of course then they did the obligatory.
wait, can you put the Chris? Can you put the lo-fi beats on?
Yeah. I'm still trying to get audio control.
Yeehaw! And they did dueling banjos instead of modern music like that,
Yeah.
but the
You're
concept
still
was
in the
the
first
same.
act. You're still in the first act.
And
Wait,
anyway,
who's in this movie? Because I think is
Burt
this...
Reynolds was in the
John
movie.
Voight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Voight and I don't remember any of the others, but anyway, these four guys went down there, and these hillbillies done caught them, and they couldn't make it nowadays because it would have been hurt feelings on the hillbillies. And anyway,
I believe they volunteered and were paid.
Yeah.
They voluntarily went. Yeah.
Yeah, they paid. Yeah, everybody got paid on that movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, the hillbillies did some SA is the term I was told to use on YouTube.
We don't have algorithms at CMN that censor things.
They did some nasty things to these white boys coming down, and
They're all
and
like
but before they did it, they had a dueling banjo scene, which was interesting and played for 15 years on the radio afterwards. But
I didn't know that.
any pardon?
I didn't know that part.
Oh yeah, dueling banjos played as a song.
It was a top 10 hit. Yes.
If I heard it, maybe I would know it. But
Yeah, if you heard it, you'd know it.
yeah.
But anyway, so then of course this was the good guys always won at the end, and the bad hillbillies who assaulted these guys, they wound up getting killed and
Yeah.
drowned, and then
A little bit of a spoiler.
it was
It's
the
been
movie's
30 years.
30
Okay, yeah,
years.
That's true. Yeah.
If you
Fair
haven't
game,
seen it by
right.
We also
now,
spoiled like the really big part already.
Yeah.
yeah, and then they flooded the thing, so nobody ever found any of the bodies or the evidence, so it got flooded, and but to me it was like that's kind of a weird movie, I liked Hobbit movies better, it was more fun because
Hobbit, like,
orcs and trolls,
Oh, like Lord of
you
the
know they're
Sure.
bad guys, and so it's
You mean you like when movies clearly define the bad,
clearly defined the roles.
and you don't like any gray area?
Well, now I like a gray area because I've joined the gray. I am definitely
You
a
always know what
gray
to say,
devil.
John.
Well, God's been good to me, and I'm supposed to be good back to God,
Okay, yeah.
And what that means is that
Purposes of this conversation, your beard is the Lord.
no,
Yeah, wait, no.
Alright.
What does that entail, being good to God? Because
make a joyful noise unto the Lord. I'm quoting now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, my joyful noise unto the Lord. I used to drive a Edsel Ford. Yeah, I'm old enough to have. Boy, I'll tell you. At best, I got 30 years left. I'm 70.
You could hit.
I would say,
you could hit
yeah,
40.
I say 40.
I can make it. Yeah. Well,
You'll be one. One of the
after
oldest
after
people.
about 103, I don't think I'm gonna be getting much done.
I don't know, John.
I think
well,
we'll
you
still
might-
be making episodes of rebuilding John
Yeah.
Lakey,
You're a
and
pretty
you'll be
healthy
fully
70-year-old.
Cybertron. You'll have like
Yeah, maybe I
like,
could. Yeah, I would go. I would go for cybernetics.
Yeah, right. Would you consider like a chip implant in your brain?
I'd have to lose more function on my brain before I'd go with
Okay,
a chip.
that's actually a really fair answer. Yeah.
Because
What's the threshold?
what's
when
the
does it become a
threshold?
new bow?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, the threshold the threshold would probably. There's several different thresholds. One of them would be if I started to forget all the important names and numbers.
Okay.
I wouldn't want my kids to know that I was losing it, so I'd have the chip done, and then it would identify. Oh yeah, that's your daughter Michelle. Hey Michelle, how you doing, honey? Take advantage of it. I don't want to come out.
So actually, Syd brings up a good point when she said so say you get a chip implanted in your brain and you have increased functioning, and then say like your hip isn't doing well, so you get a new hip implant, and then you get a new metal shoulder or something. At which point are you no longer John Lakey when multiple parts of John Lakey has been replaced?
Probably when the head's gone.
The head, you think
Yeah,
the head? I was gonna say it probably has something to do with the brain.
Some with the
Yeah.
face and the eyes and everything.
But
Okay,
you have a
no.
chip in your brain already.
Yeah, but when I get a chip, I want it to. I'm gonna go for technically an illegal chip.
Wait, what?
Think you get all the premium channels in your brain, or
What does that mean, John?
I'm gonna get premium cable
Yeah.
without paying for it.
yeah, high-speed internet?
High speed internet.
Well, you get CMN TV.
Jailbreak it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But in standard def. Yeah.
Yeah.
in standard def.
Yeah.
But then also I'm gonna get a enough broadcast capability so I can hack the electronic games in the casinos.
Genius.
Nice.
And hey, if you're gonna do something illegal, you might as well do it to the casinos, because that Ocean's 12.
Yeah, there was a whole.
They
set
made
of them.
a whole series of them. Everybody who's been to a casino knows the house is gonna win, and nobody
That's right.
feels bad about the house getting robbed.
Well, Ocean's 12 is the art one where they steal art, isn't it?
Yes.
You want a casino
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
sequel.
Hey,
Because
That's-
I think
I'm sure.
11 or 13 are casino.
11
ones.
is the casino.
Then they
And
robbed the
Chris-
Met, and the new one is.
John, you recognize. Go ahead.
point of order.
yes.
Does my volume level look good?
Yes.
Because I'm not wearing
You're right.
headsets because
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually got my hair looking decent today.
Yeah,
I'm
not too
so
bad.
vain. I probably think this song is about
For
me.
example, Ocean's 12 trailer.
Here, take a look, John.
Sort of.
I want my money back.
Wait, can I request the trailer for?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our first test.
With interest. I'm not the only person
You
in
like
the
Brad
world
Pitt,
looking
John?
for Ocean's 11.
Yeah, he's all right.
This movie is so good.
He hasn't crashed the computer
I haven't
yet.
seen Ocean's
Oh, dude, you gotta. Oh, you've seen it before, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we should. Let's do
Now we're too hot to work anywhere in this country. Where are we going?
triple feature.
Well,
You're doing recon work on our anniversary?
Tess. And you are Mr. Miguel Diaz.
That's George
What's your
Clooney.
name? Craig. Great. Let me ask you something.
Do you think he's
Do you have
handsome,
safe deposit
John?
boxes here? It's not my
I knew his mom, Rosemary Clooney.
talk about it.
Personally?
George Clooney's mom?
No, just on the Dick Van Dyke Show. You know.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But so when I saw George Clooney, I always like, oh, her son turned out pretty good.
You should always refer to celebrities whose shows you've watched as people you know.
Yeah, well,
personal friend.
stretch. Yeah,
My associate.
I'll stretch the truth a little bit here,
it's
guys.
okay.
Next thing you know, I'll be telling you that I knew George Washington.
Yeah.
You doing all right?
Not that old, John.
I think we're any more comments on the Ocean's 12 trailer.
On the trailer itself,
Star-studded cast.
I really wish that they would bring back like the graphics next to like each actor.
Just like they're showing
Like,
here.
yeah.
So
I think
proper
that's-
labeling is what you're
Yes, that is a modern dilemma
Yeah.
in my eyes. Like
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah, that's cool. I agree.
They did a good job on it, but I think the earlier Ocean's movies might have been more exciting because you kind of know this is all derivative now.
Exactly. They're just gonna steal something and wisecrack.
And wisecrack, yeah.
You know, I just watched a great old trailer the other day, and it had been remastered. It was Raising Arizona.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a really great trailer.
And is
Just the trailer.
your handkerchief in honor of?
No,
Raising
John
Arizona?
brought this, so it's in honor of John.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, she realized that if she smacked me over the head with my cane and then took my shirt off, that she probably wouldn't wind up keeping her job or she'd be in jail.
Probably jail. Yeah.
I did.
Definitely.
Yeah, that did cross my mind.
And I'm just glad she didn't take my French hat.
Have you seen this actual
Oh yeah, I've
movie?
seen
or
the
just
movie.
seen the
Yeah,
trailer?
but I was like really impressed with the trailer.
I haven't seen this. Is that young Nick Cage?
Yeah, this is his best role.
Young Nick Cage.
My lawless years were behind me, our child-rearing years lay ahead. But biology conspired to keep us childless.
You go
Now-
right back up there and get me a toddler. I need a baby hide. I got more than I can handle.
At the
Now,
time,
Sid, why?
Esmo's
Why did this movie
plans
speak
seemed
to you?
like
Or-
solution to
trailer?
all our
Yeah.
problems.
Well, wait, can we continue to watch it?
Yeah, well, it's on, but we can talk over it. Yeah.
I think it did a really great job of laying out like the entire movie.
Okay.
So Nathan, really, you don't need to see it.
Oh,
I'm saying like we could just watch.
that's a shame.
You should still watch it, but
wacky.
basically everything is.
Yeah, I believe it's a Coen Brothers film, right? I think so.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, his?
Yeah.
No wonder.
Yeah, it is.
Now it's understandable.
Now that baby today, Sid, do you think that baby's still alive?
Yes.
Do you think that's still a
I
baby?
think that
baby's
baby
still an
is
actor.
still a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they start them acting that young, they keep acting.
You think what?
When they start them acting that young, they keep acting, at least until 12 or 13.
And they start to get ugly.
Well, it depends on if they get ugly. Sometimes they don't, and then they wind up like, well, sometimes they do. They wind up like Macaulay Culkin.
Oh,
Hey,
You know?
he's doing well now. Like
Well, he might be doing well now, but you know,
There was a time.
yeah.
he wasn't gifted genetically. At a certain age, he started to look rather plain.
Very,
But
yeah.
but
plain.
then the drugs he was doing
Yep.
just made him look really
that always
off.
complicates things. Yeah.
Oh, I think. Hang on, guys. I don't want to interrupt this, and I'm gonna mute the Chrome audio because I think we have a caller. Are you there?
Oh,
first
sick.
call in.
Wait, could I?
Hang on. I'm sorry, caller. I can't hear you. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, caller. You're on the air here at Fireside Chats Special Report, Modern Cinema, Modern Dilemmas with Nathan G, Syd O, John L, and myself, Sue Hanley. Go ahead.
How you doing?
Good.
Great. So caller, where are you calling from?
Hi, Knob.
Pine Knob.
Oh, neat.
Oh, I heard there's a party happening
Yeah.
there today.
Wait.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a whole different culture down here. It really is a totally different culture. But it's fun, you know, because we got to do fun things in Michigan while the weather is nice, right?
Right.
Did you have any comments on either the Deliverance synopsis, the Raising Arizona trailer, or the Ocean's 12, Ocean's 11 cinematic universe?
Okay, well, maybe Ocean's 11. It was just incredibly star-studded, but everyone was cast really well for their parts. And it was really cool at the very end with that remote control little move there. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Didn't see that coming. But I haven't seen a whole lot of movies, so you guys are all experts. And I'm just like, right? So
Yeah, well, I think you're right about that, about the cast.
Yeah.
And did Ocean's 11 turn you to a life of crime? Did you begin stealing things?
No.
Okay.
No, but the night is young, so I might.
So caller, how are things going over at Pine Knob? Are you super excited for the show tonight?
Yeah, we're pretty excited. It's a perfect evening, you know, and so I'm just really happy to be here. And thank you so much for hijacking my show. I really appreciate that. And that was the best. We have to do that more often, and so. But I hope you guys are having a good time.
Oh yeah.
We certainly are.
Yeah.
We miss you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I miss you. Honestly, I know, and we're planning maybe a little Toronto adventure, maybe down the road here. So that would be awesome.
I thought Sue. I thought
we'll have to talk about that.
I thought we're leaving for Toronto immediately after this program. Is that correct?
Sue, I'm packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Well, because we'll have to firm up what date, because we want to pick a date when he's actually going to be at the tip, right? So we'll kind of get like the first few days schedule from him.
John Lakey, do you have any idea what the caller is referencing?
I think Sue might be talking about the game master up in Toronto, who
the game. The game master.
The dungeon master.
Oh,
yes.
Dungeon master.
No, this one, he's a producer and he does like TV shows and stuff for fun.
Oh, he makes.
Yeah, he has like 1/2 of BMG's music collection. That's 10 million songs.
Is that Canadian music or country music?
Oh, it's all music. I mean, he was in the room when Paul McCartney and Wings did "Live and Let Die."
He
John
also
was just talking
John,
about that.
He engineered "You're So Vain."
Yeah.
And he also just sang
You're
that.
so vain, right? Yeah, that was his sound engineering. So he's had an amazing career, and he's going to let us be his entourage for a couple days.
Neat.
Okay.
Yeah. But I know this isn't. I'm off topic here. I'm sorry about that.
Sue, is there a room in the back seat for when you go up to Toronto? Or
Are you cute?
well, that's debatable.
Sue, you've got a modern smartphone. You should be able to see John right now.
Yeah.
I do think you'll find him pretty striking.
I'm not cute, but I'm French.
Now,
Oh, well, that's cool because I took French a lot growing up in Toronto, and I was born in Montreal, and my name is French.
Great.
My name is on purpose French, Suzanne. Yeah, because my mom thought let's do something French. But I'm gonna go buy a weed shirt that has Bret Michaels on it.
Weed shorts?
Did you say
a weed shirt that has Bret Michaels on it? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
how much do they charge for a shirt nowadays at
I don't know
Pine?
how much it's probably 20 something.
Oh, that's okay. He's very generous to his
like 40 something. Oh my god.
Can you put Mr. Michaels on the phone?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't. No.
And who's the opening? Yeah.
I think there's a country person or something first. I'm not sure, but like
A country person.
it's gonna be pretty loud. It's gonna be pretty loud, and you just smell weed everywhere. So
Okay. Well, Sue, we very much thank you for letting us guide the ship tonight. We're not gonna hang up on you. We're gonna leave you on the line and just turn your audio down. But when the band starts playing, just hold the microphone of your phone up, and we'll just broadcast the whole show.
Okay.
All right.
You guys have to go home around. You probably have to go home when they're gonna start. So I think.
We'll leave all the machines running.
We'll stay. We'll wait.
Okay, I hope the first act is good.
Okay.
Thanks. So nice hanging out with you guys. Thanks for letting me hang out with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Aw,
It's nice hijacking somebody's show.
Yeah.
This is like our own Ocean's 8. This is like
Yeah, we're doing the Ocean's 8, and we just
Ocean's
hijacked
4.
Sue's show, and we done such a good job. She's thanking us for hijacking it.
I am because you know what? Like we're so lucky to have the opportunity to have this platform, right? And so I just told Chris, I'm like, we really have to make sure we say no to anybody who wants to take this time over. No.
Right.
And
Deny.
doing that.
That's very true.
Yep.
Doing that, so that's good. We have them well trained. And so, but you know what? Love you all.
We love you too, Sue. Thank you.
Thanks, hon.
Thank you so much, Sue.
Bye, Sue.
Really.
Thank you.
Okay. And of course, there we go. The reason that we're even doing this show tonight, of course, is to discuss the topic of modern cinema. So I believe Nathan Gallagher has an opening statement. And according to the rules of the League of Women Voters, each of our candidates is allowed an uninterrupted 2-minute opening statement. So, Nathan Gallagher, tell us about modern cinema.
Okay, well, I haven't prepared my opening statement, but I'm going to go for it. I think I've been noticing some trends in particularly independent cinema, which we could talk about, the studio system in another conversation, but it's a lot less interesting to me. And like independent, mid to low budget movies, I've noticed a trend that it's I think people find what's profitable in some movies and try to copy that without understanding what made that movie so special in the first place. And I think a big part of that, I think people are making movies based on. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. That's my opening statement.
Wait, movies are based on.
I think sometimes some of these new independent movies they craft the whole movie based around a feeling
May I fit
or a
in?
vibe that they're going for.
I'm sorry, a what?
A vibe.
What was that?
So they'd craft the whole story around a vibe that they're going for.
They're trying to make an emotional tone.
Well, they're trying to make a vibe.
Poem,
They're trying to make a vibe.
And I think that's a great thing for a movie to do and have, and all of the best movies have that. But I don't think that is derived before the story.
There's a new trend going on called.
We're going to Syd. Oh, go ahead, Syd.
Oh yeah, I'm just piggybacking
That's
off
right.
my
Go ahead,
friend
your
Nathan here. There's a new trend that is called vibe over quality or over substance.
over
Maybe
true?
vibe over substance is what I don't know. I mean, I think so.
it's
I agree
true.
with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's all about the vibe, and sometimes the story can come secondary to the vibe, and that's when it becomes a problem, right?
Yeah, it becomes a little bit inauthentic, and not that the vibe isn't absolutely necessary, because it is, but the vibe needs to be informed by the story.
Yeah.
You seem hesitant to openly critique the concept of a vibe itself. You seem hesitant.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't feel a need to critique the.
Okay, can you see a cinema sans vibe? No vibes at all.
No, I think
Pure objectivist.
no. That's a great question. I
No
think
vibe.
vibe is integral to cinema. It's about the order of which you can't. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
And
Mr. Lakey, go ahead.
I think if I may, let me know if I'm on the wrong path, Nathan. But I feel that there's a lot of people who are making movies trying to make it on a vibe, and they don't have a liking of the vibe, so they have to break it down into a formulaic picture because they don't really like the vibe, and they're just doing it to create a moneymaker in their hopes.
Yeah, I think that's another conversation. That's a different type of movie, but those exist too, for sure.
That's what happens when you don't set up the buttons on the iPad. the wrong one. All right. So
yeah, that's my thesis.
All right.
I could give examples as well.
Okay, hold on the examples. Syd, could we have your rebuttal?
Wait, but I was agreeing.
This is now your 2 minutes opening statement.
And I'm supposed
uninterrupted, just like Nathan got uninterrupted. Yes.
Well, I think first to break it down, when I walked into work this morning, you two were having a conversation about the use of the term vibe, which is, I agree with you. It is kind of, it feels empty at this point because of how overused it is. But
the term itself,
trying to find a solution has proved to be much more difficult than any of us have expected, because I've been racking my brain for like a substitute word for vibe. There's like spirit, tremor,
Spirit.
Feeling,
feeling.
Spirit could work. I don't think tremor works.
I don't think tremor.
No.
But I feel like
because you were saying aesthetic
Aesthetic.
Things
emotion.
like
But aesthetic
emotion, but I
doesn't
think that's
really-
that's under
Yeah.
the umbrella term vibe. That's
Yeah,
only one
yeah,
aspect.
that's
Does
the
vibe
problem is-
encompass more than one sensory feeling?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
sight, sound,
Certainly.
touch, sometimes taste.
That is, those are all
Well,
vibes.
You know what?
Yeah.
What a movie can give you.
right, depending
Yeah.
on
But
Makes sense.
Are there any specific trailers or examples you could think of, Nathan, where the filmmaker has prioritized vibe over all else?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
That I should-
Saltburn is a great example.
Yeah.
All one
A
word or
recent
two
one
words?
You'll find it. It's one word, I think, though.
Okay. This one?
This movie thoroughly
Okay.
prioritized vibe over story.
Okay. Okay. First of all, he said a very bad word.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Sue.
You notice the 4:3 aspect ratio for
Right,
no
so
reason.
This was made
For no reason.
60 or 70 years ago. This
Nope.
was, okay.
Actually,
How does that inform the
this
story?
was made
Last
last year.
Last year,
So,
did they only
let's
have
start
access to just older cameras?
yep. No,
Okay.
no. This is a purely aesthetic
This
choice.
has struck a nerve.
See the
And what does that lend to the film? What does that?
absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I'll say it again.
Yes, say it one more
War. Oh.
Like you can see it in this trailer. There's clearly an aesthetic that's been very well
You see
thought
the
out.
wide angle lens. You see the 4:3. You see the composition. But
It almost feels so thought out that this is how they even came up with the story. It was from
Would you say
what they wanted it to look
they
like.
started with that and ended with
That's
that?
what. That's my
Yeah.
hypothesis. Yeah, they started with wanting to make a movie that looked and felt like that, and then tried to write the script around that.
Like they started
And that
with
doesn't work.
like an Instagram filter, and
Yeah.
then just expanded it to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Sort of. Oh,
That-
wait a minute. He's got cummerbund. It says it's wild and savage. For a moment there, he was blue.
It's just like
that is a vibe.
Deliciously.
He was-
I missed the other
the,
word.
the script in this movie is like seriously horrible.
What exactly is this movie about?
It's basically Talented Mr. Ripley, but
Stuff
bad.
Like no depth, and also
Yeah.
betrays its own themes in the end.
And how does it? Since none of us are no one watching this is gonna see this movie. How does it in fact betray its own themes?
Like by the end, you're wondering why. Full transparency. I turned this movie off after a while, and I watched a YouTube video to tell me how.
Wait,
it
how
ended.
many minutes did you make it?
I made it about 30 minutes. So,
You only
third
watched
of the
30
movie.
minutes of it.
but no,
You were
but
so
I watched a
disgusted.
YouTube video.
You were so disgusted.
To
Dude,
tell me how it
you didn't even
ended.
get to the.
I know. And I also know. I know the really shocking stuff that happens. I honestly think it's just like shallow. It's
John,
only-
have you ever turned a movie off after only 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Ever walked out in a rage?
Yeah, I have. I've only walked out of one movie, and
Okay.
I think really the sound was so bad I couldn't understand it.
Oh, do you remember what movie it
It was
was?
a sound
No,
issue.
Okay.
it was a sound issue. But other movies at home, I've turned things off within half an hour. You know, especially some of the old movies I got from the library, the Troy Library DVD section. Some of them are really good, the old ones, and another one, it's like, I'm still watching this for 29 minutes.
So Nathan, what made you turn off the movie? Was it a particular
Well,
scene?
I didn't turn it off. I was with some friends, and I just kind of checked out.
Stop watching it.
I stopped watching though. I did watch a YouTube video that filled me in on how it ended. I think it it's just very stupidly written. Everything is so well done except the script.
Okay.
Can I request a palate cleanser?
Wait, is this are we done with Saltburn and?
I mean, we can continue.
It's
Sabrina
it's
Carpenter's
just a great
boyfriend and all this.
example of betraying your story.
Meaning
for
they
a
had
brand.
some ideas of they wanted a guy in a tuxedo outside of a fancy house,
Angel Wings.
They
Angel
wanted
Wings.
They
dark
wanted-
academia vibe,
privileged kids up to no
aesthetic.
good.
Right, a rich
Indecent.
kid. Like the poor kid infiltrates this rich family, and he's supposedly manipulative and evil, but
Right.
then it's also you're supposed to sympathize with him, but then also later you're supposed to sympathize with the rich people, but then the rich people are really out of touch, and it's clear that the movie wants to paint them as bad. So the movie doesn't even know what it's trying to say. It's not trying to say anything. Is my opinion.
And what was the overall reaction to the film from the general audience? Like I didn't hear. I've never heard of the film to this moment. I'll forget it very shortly after this.
From what I remember, people were really into it, right? But it was like they forgot about it almost immediately because there's no substance. They were really into the visuals.
Okay.
And I think that's like, that can really loop people in. Audiences nowadays, they really do yearn for something that makes them feel different. Like, what is the vibe of a Marvel movie?
Such as
you know what I mean? Like
gray.
That does
Some would say.
those types of big studio movies. Yeah, right. They can't they can't offer that. Something like this, I wouldn't call this low budget, but like something like this, it's like a little more in the indie space, at least trying to be like they can offer something different, and the vibe is enough to get people to click on it, to watch it.
That's
basically.
enough.
And that's enough to make money. So I don't know. I'm not even talking.
You would not have spent money to go see it in the theater, though.
I don't even know if it was in the theater.
It said it was in select theaters on November 17th,
yeah.
so it could.
No, I would not.
Okay. Yeah. And Syd, you disagree?
No, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Then are you familiar with this Saltburn movie?
Yeah, I actually did finish it.
Oh, you finished the film. Okay.
Thank you. Clap.
John,
clap.
if I'm not mistaken, Syd's the only one in the room who's actually watched the entire movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, it was.
No, I haven't watched it.
It was fun. It was laughable. It was pretty bad. But I can watch a bad movie. Like I feel like watching a bad movie is almost like kind
it was
of therapy
so bad
sometimes.
it was funny.
Yeah, right.
I do agree with that.
Like,
But did this fall into that category, or was it just nothing?
It was. I mean, it wasn't bad enough for it to be like a real treat. But like I can give you an example if you would like to pull up a trailer. Look up
a good example of
a bad movie that's like so bad it's good.
Okay, so
look up Rubber. I don't know what year. I think 2010 or like.
Oh, yeah. I think this movie. Yeah, I think that was. Isn't this kind of made to be a joke or?
No, come on, man.
I mean, yeah.
You know how many people worked on this? They probably great shot.
Wrong button.
I should have worked on it.
You should have worked on it.
Yeah, you should have.
It wasn't a joke.
It's a live tire.
That's a vibe.
John, is this stirring any memories, John, from your life where tires
no
crawl up out of the earth? And
I'm just jealous that I didn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
That I didn't make it.
Uh-oh. Probably doesn't have his paperwork.
See?
Oh my god.
No, those are older cop cars, so
It's a historical. It's a period piece.
Wait, what happened?
There's the type. You appreciate the titles?
Yeah, I appreciate that. The critics.
Yeah.
What brand of tire?
Probably brand.
Whoa.
Yes.
Is it black?
I mean, I could write the script too.
Yeah.
It's all derivative.
Right. What is it? What do you think it's derivative of?
Jeez. I don't really remember the other movies it's derivative, but everything's just, like Shark Tornado.
Yeah, Shark Tornado.
Or those other things, you just use all the
Tropes.
The tropes and the parodies.
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear. I couldn't watch the whole thing.
You watched part of it?
Yeah,
that was another one you turned off.
But I kind of wanted to.
It was okay, but actually it's like, geez, if I would have had $500,000, me and my friends could have made a better one.
What kind of animal would you give it cocaine to?
Yeah, I do too.
I believe that.
No, I mean, well, it does. Actually, if I'm gonna make a sequel to it, I'm gonna make a cocaine cat.
I like that.
Move the beer. Yeah.
Yeah, beer has to move for the cat.
Yeah. Right.
See the Chairman Meow.
That's right.
He is a Oriental cat of innumerable prestige.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that would be a great parody movie to make instead of Chairman Mao, Chairman Meow, and the Chinese Communist Revolution.
Now, Syd, can you respond? Can you defend your tire movie against Chairman
what?
Meow?
No, I cannot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not taking any debates tonight.
And Chairman Meow, see, we would completely rewrite the cultural revolution of the Chinese. Instead of millions of people starving to death,
There'd be
all the Siamese cats and the Burmese cats. You know, the Burmese cats would come in when the Siamese cats just couldn't quite make it.
Right.
And they would come in and save the day, and every old person in China would have a cat in their lap that they could pet. And the kid, and of course we'd have a cameo with Puss in Boots. And I'm just spitballing here.
There's a lot of possibilities.
Already a really
Sue actually
intriguing
knows
movie.
his manager. So
Yeah, Puss in Boots would come in, and he would actually bring in a little food so that the Chinese people didn't starve to death in the Cultural Revolution.
Are they all cats in the movie, or are there cats and people?
Well, I would make it a mixed cats and people, and we'd have a few people who would self-identify as cats, and they'd have makeup
like
on.
squirrels and raccoons that with a haircut.
Yeah, and you'd get people to, you know, how just like how the normies are now. The normies you walk down the street on, you can run into somebody and they think they're a furry, you know, and they're wearing a tail out of the back of their pants, and it's like, wow, okay, that's fine.
John, how many furries on average per week do you run into?
Yeah,
none.
None.
Wait, so John, you think furries are cool? Like you're cool with it?
Well, you know, the thing
if they're like warm-blooded, like if they're reptiles or turtles, no.
Maybe
like
not.
lizards are scary.
I would probably agree with that.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, look, if somebody wants to really think they're not what their genetics say they are, I want to be the friggin' Queen of England. Because at least half
Are you queuing up another hat?
At least,
Yeah,
well,
but that-
actually, I probably wouldn't get to be the Queen of England. Instead, I'd have to be a Viking, and I would be here and bloodthirsty and, you know, but we'd really just be drinking cherry juice and tomato juice. Because, you know, but we could make a great movie about it.
That's true.
But I like the Chairman Meow thing.
Right, okay. Would it be live action or would it be cartoon?
It depends on what our budget could fit.
Yeah,
Probably
that's
it's cartoon. I don't know. I'd have to look for a good director. I don't know. Maybe Syd or Nathan or you would be a director for me.
Oh.
But I'd like to do a little Chairman Meow because the people who were starving, they'd be sitting in the chair and their grandma's petting the cat because it's so soft, and the grandpa's coming in and he's got the hatchet, and he's
Yeah, that's fine. Go on.
and he's got the hatchet, and his tears are rolling down his face. And he says, "I don't want to do it, but
God told me to."
No, everybody's starving. It's a
lost.
Chinese cultural revolution.
Right. Yeah.
Tens of millions of people starved, so we're rewriting it the way history's being rewritten
Right.
now.
A positive outcome.
See, but now it's like, you know, real historical, political context.
And
It's
but
not so much like rubber type movie, you know.
well, no, but it's so outrageous, you know, because then the cats are going to bring in their cat food and share it with the people.
Oh,
I mean, no greater
Fancy feast.
love has a
Whiskas.
Right.
Purina.
has a cat than to share his food with. And, you know, Puss in Boots is going to be delivering the stuff and throwing it out with a sword and all that,
Okay,
you know.
does sound like a good movie. Yeah.
I mean, it would be cute. I think my best thing would be to try and find an artist to draw it for me.
Right. Storyboard
Yeah.
it first.
Right,
Start as a
right.
book. Be adapted into silver screen, big budget feature.
John, you've written some scripts before, right? I think I've
Yeah, I have written some scripts. Well, considering I'm half crazy now, you know. My dearly departed, she's up in heaven. She's no longer here to help me keep both of my feet on the ground. So I'm walking around with my head in a cloud and everything. And rather than cry and mourn for her, because I'll see her again later, you know, I might as well write some silly, crazy scripts and try and get somebody here to
John,
make them.
Yeah, you're only 70, and like we were talking about earlier, you have at least 30 more years.
Maybe,
I'm not even 30 years old yet. You could definitely make a movie in that time.
Well, it would be kind of cute to have to redo the Cultural Revolution, the Chinese Cultural Revolution. But you know what? If it got produced the way I wanted to, there'd be about 20 million people in the United States who would absolutely love it. Cat lovers, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But target demographic.
There would be.
But the dog lovers.
There would be Chinese Secret Service agents who would be looking for me to run me over with a car because I would just, Chairman Meow, here he is. They'd think it was disrespectful, and I just want to have fun.
Now,
I see.
This other day, Syd was expressing similar despair to you, Nathan, in regards to modern cinema. Syd, what is crippling the modern cinema?
These trailers, truly, no, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but I feel like mostly I would like to see like budgets dispersed a little better. I feel like the big like blockbuster budgets are just eating up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Imagine if instead of like one giant Marvel movie, we had
Exactly.
like 20 like independent.
And if Nathan and Syd, you were able to take half of a Marvel movie budget, and between yourselves,
half of a Marvel movie budget would be so much more money.
Right.
Than
So
I would know
Whoa,
what to do
wait!
with.
I didn't know you had that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had what?
The turtle hat. I would pick that one.
She's, Syd's 24 and she doesn't even know how to. When she sees
to look at a bag at her feet,
she doesn't even know how to.
When are you gonna learn?
I don't know. I think
grab
it's a
somebody's bag and
shake it.
discreetly go in there and pull something out. I mean, we got to send her back to school.
Yeah, I learned that in second grade.
Well,
Yeah, I learned
go
how
up
to
to strangers' property
Discreetly
and
go
molest
through
it.
people's
Yeah.
bags.
Yeah.
All right, now so Nathan, aside from the emphasis on vibe over narrative, what else? What is the other tragedy of modern cinema?
I think.
Oh, thank you.
Well, like Syd was saying, so okay. I mean, we're witnessing in our lifetimes right now the death of the big Hollywood system. It's gonna happen within the 2020s. It's already partially happened. Paramount TV actually just went out of business.
Less than 6 years, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
You can go back to this episode.
Okay.
2030. Paramount TV actually just went out of business and laid off 2,500 people in LA. It's actually so crazy. But
Right.
they're like Syd was saying, they're spending these exorbitant amounts of money on this one film when the amount of monetary return potential that a film has is not proportionate to the amount of money you spend on it. You can spend $1 million on a movie and get insane returns, or you can spend $150 million on a movie and you have so much more time, before you can rebuild that.
Well,
budget.
are movies still a mass
Recoup it.
medium, or are they simply niche entertainment? Not much like the comic book or the gum wrapper cartoon. Radio dramas,
I don't think it's like I don't think it's at that point, and I don't think it will be.
thumbnail
to be honest.
paintings.
I know what you're saying, but what could possibly replace that format?
Has it not already been replaced with
It absolutely
with
has
doom
not.
scrolling?
It absolutely is not,
Yeah.
because
Doom
you can't
scrolling.
you can't be so say a comic book and
Yeah.
a movie can offer a similar type of entertainment.
Right.
Doom scrolling and a movie they're not in the same genre.
Well, that's what I mean, though. But it seems like
I know it's
doom
like
scrolling takes up more of a person's time and focus and attention.
well, right. It's a
ultimately,
complicated question because
than some
Yeah, because everybody's.
Even John is on the YouTube Shorts, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
You gotta be careful on that.
Oh, and anyway, here's my new movie pitch. The Magic 6-pack holder after they took the 6-packs out. Now the guy looks like this, and then he sees, and then of course you go the camera from his viewpoint, and he's looking in another universe, okay?
I like that.
And then when they go to a different set,
Right.
they're looking at, it's different.
Right.
And then, so every time they look at different ones,
A different parallel universe.
a different parallel universe,
It's like a Dolly's
and then they learn to, they
to manipulate and control their points
and
of
then
view.
they just rub their hand
Rub
on this, and then they're able, and of course you put on a green screen glove, and they're able to reach into the other universe and take something.
Now, John, you know that really just to be responsible as a responsible drinker and citizen, you're supposed to cut those up before you dispose of them.
But these
what you're demonstrating right now
is social irresponsibility.
Well, that's how that
if you
goose
keep it
wound
to
up
yourself.
here on that desk.
Yeah,
right.
It's a duck.
It's a duck.
Yeah. Oh, he got caught and he died.
Right. Yeah.
And then he turned into rubber. I turned him into rubber with a magic spell. But this is just. I'll bet you I could get Nathan and Syd and you if you're willing, and we could make a little 5-minute short about somebody using magic beer can rings.
Well,
to
it
look
sounds
at
like,
another universe.
John, it sounds like you're a proponent of the auteur theory of the filmmaker with such a unique, special, one-of-a-kind vision that only they can realize it. Regardless of the studio system, regardless of the budgets involved, you use what you have in front of you, use inspiration as you find it. Doesn't that say, with that spirit still alive, that cinema is not dead?
Oh, yes. We that would say that.
Okay.
But
Jean-Pierre.
we would. I would say you also have to love what you're making,
right?
And you have to enjoy making your film because
that's a good point, though, John. Like the trailer we looked at, Saltburn, and some of these other horrible movies. Do you think the people making them, Nathan, truly enjoy what they're doing? Do they think they're doing good?
I can't answer the second part of that question. But I do think, I think they enjoy it. I think there's a lot of vanity involved.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they enjoyed it like the Carly Simon sang that song, You're So Vain.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't really enjoy it. Because like when I got to play Boris Renfield on Dracula the Musical,
right?
The cast up on the stage at Ridgedale Players, we were having such a fabulous time.
Some of them are still there now, right? On stage.
No, they
now.
But we all had such a great time. The audience loved our stuff. They knew it was farce.
Right. And they accepted it as farce. They were in on it.
Where's that Burn show?
Yeah, Burn movie.
It wasn't farce.
No.
It was a stylized ritual thing. Whereas if this would be farce,
So Syd, how do we defeat vanity in filmmaking?
In filmmaking?
Oh, jeez.
We got to let go of the ego.
Well, how do you let go of the ego? Because isn't intrinsic to the auteur theory of cinema
No.
a little bit of ego?
I disagree with that.
Well, I think it's intrinsic to the auteur theory. I honestly think that auteur theory.
You need a little bit of an ego?
I think the auteur theory is kind of bullshit. Sorry.
Hang on a minute. What is the auteur theory now that we have you full screen?
I think it's a load of rubbish.
Okay. I don't know. Sue's not on the line, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind if you cursed.
And I think a lot of the so-called auteurs out
there. Wait, are we not
would...
supposed to curse on this show?
You didn't curse.
I know I didn't, but I have in the past.
Sue, I think, has given us.
But that was after dark.
Yeah, that's what that was.
So you don't think auteur theory holds any
2
water?
more hours
you played out?
curse.
No, I think a lot of the so-called auteurs would say that that's not how they actually function. Like, film is an inherently collaborative medium.
But earlier today, when asked the question of what is your favorite film, you replied,
Eyes Wide Shut
by
Stanley Kubrick.
Noted auteur.
Yeah, but I don't
singular vision.
But it's film is inherently a collaborative medium. Stanley Kubrick didn't do every single thing. The director will steer everybody, but it's not like
push them to their limits, maybe.
Yeah,
some
well,
may say.
Kubrick is a specific,
So
he's a specific.
how do we drain?
How do we drain?
Do you want to drain the ego, or is it a matter of redirecting it, Syd?
I think
harnessing it.
I think you have to drain it first.
Drain it, and then are you talking just into a septic field?
Yeah,
or
ideally.
You go to the garbage patch in the Pacific.
When you're truly trying to make something special, and your love is for the project.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do that without ego. Not that everybody does, but like if you're truly trying to just make a special project, you can be so, it could. Your passion is about the project and not the experience of being whatever the director. I guess.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The experience of being the director. So would you say that, for example, the Saltburn that I'm referencing is no longer behind me? You think the people who made that movie were more interested in being seen as having made a movie than making the movie itself? This go on the record, make an allegation.
Tricky. Yeah, you're putting me in a corner. But I do think yes, yeah. Her specifically is kind of
Oh,
I don't know her at all.
I have no idea who.
But
made
I
the
know
movie.
all I know
Is she
about
an
her.
actor?
I don't know. All I know about her is she's like she's super
Who is
rich.
this person?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I know that she's like a super rich. She comes from a very rich, like old money British family.
Okay.
So like, I feel like this film is pretty shallow. Like,
Okay. Should that person be discouraged from making future films?
No, I would not say. I would not go
break
that
their
far.
lens.
I would not go that far. No.
Take their okay. Syd, do you think Saltburn's producers should be?
I think one more strike and she's out.
Oh my God.
I've seen far too much that I haven't liked from her.
Beyond Saltburn.
A promising young woman. That's another.
Oh, okay. So this, yes, all right. This is good. And Syd, what is your?
You want me to
what's
speak
your
on
take
it?
on the film "Promising Young Women"? And of course, as we know, the lines are wide open. 248-951.
Yeah.
Please call me.
What does she call?
50.
She's so nervous.
Go ahead. Okay.
No.
So
Well, I mean. Like,
give us a quick. What is for those of us at home who have no idea what this movie is? Give us a short summary and explain specifically why
it's been years since I've seen
why
it
has generated such loathing in your soul.
It's a revenge movie, like on like men.
Okay.
Which I support the message. I support what she was getting at. It's just it was another movie that didn't accomplish nothing, and by the end of it, it went. I mean, she gets killed off at like the very end, and like
she loses.
Yeah, and I know, like maybe that could be argued that that's like the message she was trying to send is like no matter what, like
How would you have made the movie different?
I wouldn't have made that movie personally, but
right. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I wouldn't have made that movie.
You wouldn't have made it at all.
Trope.
Okay. I mean, I don't like. I think it's been done a lot more gracefully.
Okay, John, would you make a revenge movie in 2024 against men specifically?
No, but part of the reason she did that, she killed off the character, is.
Have you seen this?
No, but typically it's an artistic item. You kill off one of your main characters, so that. Then the audience doesn't cast a bunch of negative emotions towards the character for the evil thing she did, because she's already paid with her life. So that's typically
pretty interesting perspective.
Oh, it's a very long trailer. Yes, this is the trailer here for Promising Young Women.
Yeah.
Woman. Is it plural or is it?
I don't know. I think it's singular, actually.
Okay.
It's singular.
A lot of scenes like this, pouring alcohol.
Terribly like sad and.
Okay. Now does she use a battle axe? Use a crossbow? What?
I said, what are you doing?
Oh my! Now what did you think when you first saw that part of the trailer, Syd?
I said, let's fucking go. I mean, let's go. No, I feel like I was excited to see it. But
But then after you saw it, how did it leave you? How did it leave you feeling?
Like I just felt like, ugh.
Was that Kristen Stewart?
No.
Who is the actress here?
Kristen who?
I don't know who.
That's she was in Wall Street 2, Money Never Sleeps.
There's a 2.
Oh, so what they're doing is they're taking old tired actresses that have a little a little bit of a following, and they're trying to make one more for the money instead of making something that's fascinating and exciting and different. It's all derivative.
Is it possible, John?
Rendition of.
Is it possible, John Lakey, of
Yeah.
Art Takes and Art Takes After Dark and Rebuilding John Lakey? Is it possible for narrative?
Wait, I have a question. Does Art Takes pass the Bechdel test? Would you say?
Pass the what?
The Bechdel test.
Bechdel. Remind me what Bechdel means.
You know how, like, in a plumbing system, it'll backflush if you don't properly equalize the pressure?
Oh, okay.
Does it pass it?
Yeah, it does okay. It does okay. I am the weirdo on Art Takes. Art's pretty good for being weird. Stu, sorry, you're really tight and straight. You gotta let it hang out sometimes, bud.
Yeah. Well, Stu is known as a one-man Bechdel test.
Oh, he is an engineer, so
That's
yeah.
what I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Promising Young Woman really stuck in your craw as just
Not really.
give
I
it
think
up.
it just kind of went. It came and it went for me. I
But
haven't revisited it.
I remember it
since,
received
but
a lot
I mean,
of acclaim. I
I
remember
don't.
seeing a lot of articles written about it at the time when it came out.
Yeah.
It's a bold new position in cinema. Saltburn.
Yeah, same as Saltburn.
I haven't seen any movies since my wife got ill.
Oh man.
I haven't, and that's like fall of. I haven't seen a movie since fall of 2022.
Do you remember the movie that you saw? The last movie you saw?
No, but it's just I'd go with my wife to the movies, and now that she's up in heaven, she's got unlimited channels up there.
Right. So
they don't have a cable bill to pay up there.
Nope.
That's what heaven is.
Right.
Yeah.
And when
No
you eat
bills.
the popcorn covered in butter, you don't get fat. That's what heaven is. Trust me on that one.
Have you thought about putting together like an inspirational desk calendar?
Well, actually, you guys
derivative, right? Yeah.
You guys, I wrote notes to myself. I'm going to try and redo the Chinese Cultural Revolution. I want to get a copy of the booklet that was written in Chinese, translated to English, because I'll really be able to not have to work hard to really get it going, because and then also these silly glasses. I think I could make a 5-minute short with these, and I'll
You're
bet
a filmmaker, yeah.
I'll bet if I could get Nathan and you guys to help me out, I could make a better film than anybody than the last two we saw. Sorry,
Probably.
guys.
Yeah,
the
probably.
remaining moments we have left here on Fireside Chat TV special report. Nathan, aside from the budgetary issues, what's the solution? What's the answer for cinema? Does it even have a future? And if so, what does that future look like?
It has a future. It absolutely has a future. I think going off what Syd said, I think she was exactly right. Break up the huge budgets into, instead of making $150 million movie, you could make $151 million movies.
Okay.
And all of those movies have a lot more earning potential, and I think there's a lot more potential to make money investing in obscure stories that people haven't heard before, which requires letting new artists have a chance.
Obscurity, though, is key to this.
Letting new artists have a chance, new voices, and not rehashing the same.
Yes.
Prove it, like whatever they think they're yeah. You know.
They
what I mean.
they get a bunch of stars together, tired old stars, and that have a little bit of a following.
Wilford Brimley.
And I agree with you completely. Get new artists, new directors, new story writers, and then you can even use new actors. What a weird thing. There's a lot of people who can act, and the best thing is to get an actor who actually has experienced some of the situations you want to portray, because they've already done the character study on it.
For the most part, just the last thing, for the
Okay,
most
go
part,
ahead.
the movies that have done well
Nathan
in the
Gallagher.
theaters over the past couple years
Yeah.
have been the ones that are original pieces and not like
Sequels,
sequels or
Regurgitated,
reboots
yeah.
or regurgitated shit
mean,
like that.
Look
Yeah,
at
I
It's a
mean-
safer investment to invest in original stories.
Look at the crazy stuff Marvel's done. All they did
Yeah.
is redo comic books, dog. That's all.
It's the worst offender.
You know, and I'm saying there's so much new to do.
Now, Syd, dog, how is it that a filmmaker today escapes the gravitational black hole pull of the vibe? How do we transcend the vibe?
Vibe.
The vibe. Okay, dog. This is what I have to say. You follow your heart, and the vibe will come naturally.
Yeah, amen.
If you're working too hard, it's not a vibe. For the vibe. If you're like, this is the vibe I'm trying to convey, that's not the vibe. The vibe is letting the vibe come to you.
Like
That's the
30
vibe.
seconds to fill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like I love a carefree and like not a try hard vibe is never fun, and that's kind of that should be the resounding message of this episode is like, yeah, what do
No
you?
more try
yeah,
hards.
let's not. Yeah.
I agree. I think
I was on.
Try Hard is a pretty timely.
You got to have fun. The artist the writer has to love the story.
Right.
The director has to love the story. The actors have to love the story, and then everybody does a much better job because, you know, it's like I'm going to start. I talk about starting to write about some of the bad things that my parents have done and other people I've known, but I want to write it from a viewpoint where I can help you see inside the character and why they did these things, why it made sense to them at the time for what they did.
Well, Mr. John Lakey, that's an excellent teaser for next time, the bad things our parents have done. But I'd like to thank our panel for joining us today for solving the sins and the problems of modern cinema. This has been Fireside Chat TV. I'm your host, Sue Hanley. We'll see you next time here
We're
on
adjourning.
CMN TV.
Yay. Whoa, Nancy Lyme.